Yeah. So hello everyone, good morning and good evening. Today is what we discuss. Yeah. So last class we have actually discussed about types of arrays and functions. Okay. So I gave an example, I think around how to prepare a chicken curry. So this you have to do it. Okay, fine. I hope you have done this. Okay. Today we are going to discuss another concept that's called ES6 features, and then we'll start immediately the OOPS concepts like classes, objects, and all. Okay. So first of all, ES6 features. So this is ES6 version in JavaScript is the most, the major release. So which contains a lot of new features. We are already discussing the new features like letter, constant, arrow functions, but this file, in this example, we will discuss the complete concentration only on ES6 features. Okay. So let me write something here. ES6 features. Okay. So what are the ES6 features is there class on Friday? Friday, no class. Okay, I tell you. Actually, the last Friday was no class, and Saturday no class, Sunday no class, Monday no class, Tuesday we met today. Actually, we supposed to meet yesterday, but I got some medical issues, so I couldn't able to. So today we met. Okay, so don't worry. From today, no more leaves. Okay, fine. So ES6 features. There are some features available. Very first one is template strings. Okay, first one template string, and second one we have optional parameters, and third one we have let and constant keywords, and fourth one we have a template string optional parameter. Okay, we have for off loop. Okay, and then we have arrow functions. Arrow functions cannot hear. Is audible, right? You're not going to conduct class today, yeah? Who told, man? We have. Okay, fine. Arrow functions, and sixth one we have destructuring concept, destructuring, and seventh one we have this one, spread operator, spread operator. Okay, fine. So these concepts, let's start now. Okay, fine. Yeah, thank you. Uh, so for this ES6 features, I have a folder. So in this, I create a file, new TypeScript that's called app.ts. Okay, they say app. Okay, you got TS file, and we already configured the automated what compilation. And yeah, let me open an external command prompt to see the output of this file. Okay, fine. And now let me open a command prompt. Command prompt. Go to this location to execute the program. So right click, open in show in Explorer. In this, let me copy the address, and here, okay, where is my WebStorm? Okay, cd space and D drive. Yep, fine. So my program ready and is ready. Yeah. So first let's start with ES6 features. Can we write them here? Copy and write it here. Okay, fine. Okay. First of all, we'll start with template string. Template string is nothing but the backtick operator. This one. This backtick operator is called template string. Okay, so previously we use this thing or double quotes. Okay, so these we're gonna use, and what is this thing is this one backtick operator. This is a replacement for string concatenation operator. Okay, so template string has come to avoid the string concatenation operator, because if you wanted to if you want to club, or if you want to combine or concat any dynamic values with some static text, you need to write a lot of plus symbols together to form a paragraph, or to form some sentence with some dynamic values. So instead we have a backtick operator. So I just tell you the difference between a regular string concatenation and then backtick operator. Okay, so let's see. For example, um, let's say, yeah, employee name of type string is equal to John. Okay, I declare another variable. Let's employee age of type string is equal to some 45. So I have two variables. What is error? Oh, sorry, it's a number. Okay, fine. So I have a string and number. I wanted to display both the values in console log. Okay, so previously, before this operator, from ES5 what they do, from ES6 what they are doing, we'll see. Uh, so string concatenation will be like this. String concat will be like this. Let's say console dot log of, or else we'll write a proper text. Okay, let's string concat is equal to, you will write like this, name colon plus employee name. Okay, and then plus I want to add age plus employee age. So this is how you will write. See, static name string dynamic value substitute John, age dynamic substitute with age. Okay, so when I say console.log of string concat, okay, let's see what is output. So name John, age colon 45. You get that answer. So node space app.js, enter. See, you got name John, age 45. Fine. This is the oldest way, because you are write multiple plus symbols. Instead, we have a shortcut that is template string. Okay, let's say what is that? Or you can say backtick operator. Okay, so string concatenation is this symbol, and backtick operator is this symbol. Okay, so one only one. Okay, so how to write? Let's template string of type string is equal to, instead of writing the double quotes or single quotes, I use backtick like this. So this symbol exactly your before 1 2 3 4 or below the escape key on your keyboard. Okay, so here name, anything you want to print dynamic, no plus symbol required, you will write dollar employee name. Okay, and then age, you say dollar employee age like this. So it is far better than this approach. And if you do a console.log of template string, you will get the same answer. Let's check, run the program. See, you got the same answer. Okay, so this is for up to ES5, and ES6 onwards we use this operator, and inside any dynamic value you will write with dollar. This is called template string. Okay, and next we have optional parameter. Yeah, this is very important. Sorry, it's very important. Let's see what is that. Optional parameter. What is optional parameter is, if you want to understand, okay, let's take a function, then you understand what is the importance of it. Let print numbers is equal to one function. Okay, you can take a function like this function, and what is the return type is just to void, nothing much. Okay, so this is the function. Okay, what it does is it will take two parameters. One is a, like a start number, start of type number, end of type number. So it will take two parameters. One is start and end. So it will print from start number to the end number. Okay. So let's say let's temp is equal to empty string, or you can take like this, results type string. Okay. What I write is for let I of type number, okay, is equal to start number. I want to print from start to end. So start, and then I less than or equal to end, and then I plus plus. Okay, simple function. And every iteration I want to get the result. So um, result plus is equal to backtick, and I just print the value of I, and then let's make a console.log of result. Okay, so simple function. This function takes start number, end number. It does printing of start number to the end number. Just incrementing is one. Okay, how to call this function? How to call the function is generally if you have a JavaScript function, even though start end is there, you can pass two parameter, you can pass three parameter, and if it is number, you can pass anything. But in TypeScript, if it is declared as some amount of parameter, you have to pass same amount of parameter, and also what type of data it is declared, same type of data you have to pass. Okay, for example, print numbers, I say 5 comma 15. Print numbers I call 5 comma 15. So what happens, it starts from 5 up to 15. So once you run the program, see 5 to 15 has printed. Suppose for example I say 0 comma 15 and run the program, I got 0 to 15. Okay, now what is this optional parameter? Generally, for every function, if you declare in TypeScript, it is mandatory parameter. See, start parameter, end parameter. These two called parameters of function. So these two uh, are actually mandatory. But if you want to make any parameter which is optional, okay, for sometimes if you have a requirement in future, like sir, sometimes I don't know what is the end number, I only want to pass the start number, so end number can be taken as something default. Okay, for that case you can take this optional parameter like this. If you want to make end as optional, you can assign some extra or some default value. Okay, what is that is you can just say 20. Okay, this is what is called as optional parameter default value. Okay, if you give some optional value, so if you don't pass also it works. See, I just pass only 0. Okay, and okay, 1 month, see if you don't declare optional, you must have to pass. See, otherwise you get expected 2 but got only 1. Okay, so if you have to pass like this because mandatory. Now what I'm doing is I don't want to pass. I mean start number is what you call mandatory parameter, and end I don't want to pass sometimes. So I can define a optional value like this. This is called optional parameter. If you make like this, sir, I don't pass 20. I don't pass end number, only start number I pass. If you don't pass anything, this will be taken as a value. If I run the program, see 20 has taken as a value because that's a default value. For example, sir, I wanted to pass sometimes, so I say 40. Okay, if you pass 40, this 20 will override with 40. Okay, so you check, see now it's print up to 40. So what is meant by the optional parameter is you can define some default value for any parameter and we can make that as optional. Okay, if it is optional, you may pass, you may not pass. If you pass, it will take the passed in value. If you may not pass, then it will take the the default value we have to declare. Okay, so this provision is also there in TypeScript and even JavaScript ES6. Okay, next we have let and constant. Okay, So we already seen that. One more time, let and constant. So let and constant both are came to, I mean, both are given by JavaScript to create a variable. But only difference is let is for non-constant variables, constant is for constant variables, because the name itself will says what, constant. So we can give only constant values. So constant means what? Once you declare a variable value, you cannot change the value. You can only read it. It's like a read only. Okay. For example, let's course name, camel case, course name of type string is equal to Angular training. Okay, so let, if it is declared as a let, you can change the uh, value because it is non-constant. So how can I change? Course name is equal to, I'm going to change to React.js training. Okay, and when I say console.log of course name, you get what answer? So Angular has replaced with React.js, so you will get uh, the answer React.js. Okay, fine. Um, what happened? Okay, and sir, what if I declare with a constant? If we declare with a constant, you get the error. What is error? Cannot assign to the course name because it is constant. You cannot reassign. You can only read the value. Okay, that's about let and constant. And so, and one rule is, for let you have to use camel case. For constant you can use all caps case. Okay, for example, to easily recognize what is that meaning. Okay, so constant generally we write all caps, like constant um, host name, okay, is equal to some 127.0.0.1, like this. Okay, you can make it as string. Okay, fine. So console.log of host name, so you get the answer, you get the answer, this one. Okay, that's fine. One more is there, sir. Previously we used to write a var keyword. So why are we not writing the var keyword, and why are we writing a let and constant only? What is the benefit if you write a let keyword instead of var keyword? I can say var is outdated. I mean, var is just up to ES5 version. From ES6 onwards, the people are using let. What is the benefit is, var is having a small side effect and disadvantage. What is that? For example, um, okay, tell me, okay, I write like this. Um, okay, let's something called, okay, let's write some comment, var versus let. Okay, see, suppose I declare a variable let course, just say course is equal to engineering. Course is engineering. Okay, global. Now I write if condition, if course is equal to, if course is equal to engineering, I say let department is equal to IT, IT services or something, IT services. Okay, fine. And now tell me, I write console.log of course, not course name, just course. What is the answer? And also, before you understand this, you need to know something called a scope concept. What is the difference between var and let is, var does not supports the block scoping concept, but let supports the block scoping concept. What is block scoping means? If you declare any variable inside a block, any statement block, you cannot access that variable outside the block. So the scope means the accessibility area. So if you declare any variable inside a block, you cannot access that. That's a rule actually for every generally any programming language. There's a scope rule. Okay. So in this case, the variable what you declare outside that's called global variable, and the declare, see, this is called block. Okay, statement block. If statement block is from this curly brace to this curly brace, so this is a block. So you declare another variable which is inside a block. If you declare, what actually programming rule says is, if you declare any variable inside a statement block, you must not access that outside. Okay, that's what statement block rule. But difference is, if you declare with let, you can't access as usual as per the rule. But if you declare with var, you can access that. Okay, it violates the block scoping rule. I show you. Uh, I read console.log of course. Anyway, course is declared in the global, and I'm also accessing that in the global. So if you run the program, I got engineering. Fine. But can I say department here? See, if I say departments, you get the red color error. It says cannot find the name department. Sir, why it's saying cannot find the name is this department has been declared in that block. So you can only access the department inside this if statement only. You can't access that variable outside of the if statement. Sir, I want to access. So you can just cut the console.log. You have to keep in the block. Okay, if you keep in the block, then you can happily access, no issue at all. Run the program, see, IT services, you can happily access. But if you take that out, okay, you cannot access. That's what, block scoping rule, and even let supports the block scoping rule. And what is the var is, if you declare this with var, okay, see, color has gone. It was C. I said let, color is red color. Okay, you got the error. But I say var, it is now blue color, and you can access that. If I run the program, if I run the program, see, you can access the IT services even though you declared inside of if condition. Then what the question of checking the if condition? No use now, you can access that value outside. Okay, so var is actually violating the block scoping rule. So later they found, yes, var is violating the block scoping rule, but which is not violate, which should not violate like that, because any programming language like Java, .NET, C, C++, also it behaves same way. Like it must not violate it. So var is violating. So that's why they have introduced a new keyword called let instead of var. If I say let keyword, you can't access happily. It satisfies the rule of block scoping. Okay, fine. And one more example, if you take for example, for let I of type number is equal to 0, okay, I less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. Okay, so now I is declared as what? I is declared as a let, declared as number, but let keyword. Okay, can I say console.log of I? What is the answer? Simple, no? It starts from 0 up to 10. So it brings a value from 0 to 10. Let's check back here. I got 0 to 10. Fine. Now tell me, I write the console.log outside of for loop. Can you guess what is the answer now? Actually, you get the error. See, it red color cannot find the name I. Okay. So why? Because if you declare let keyword in the for loop, you declare only inside a for loop. You can access the I value only inside a for loop. You can't access that outside because block scoping. But what is var? If you say var, see, error has gone. No error, no warning, nothing. So if you write a var, you can still able to access the I value outside of the for loop also. Okay. So if we can access what could be the value if it is outside, it will be 11. 11, because in the for loop value will be 0 to 10. After that I plus plus I value 11, and if we declare as a letter it will discard here, but if it is var, 11 will come out and you can see the value. So answer will be 11. Okay, so that's the difference between var and let. Even let and constant both supports the block scoping, but var violates the block scoping concept. So that's why don't use var. Okay, only let. Fine. Um, okay, fine. You can just comment them. It's not that. Okay, otherwise you keep it. Next, let and constant over. Next thing is for off loop. Let's see what is for off loop. So we already seen the for off loops, because the how many ways you can loop through an array is using normal for loop, for in loop, for off loop, like that. So for off loop is coming from ES6, for in loop is up to ES5. Okay, let me tell you one more time. Let's me take a simple example. Let's colors of type string array is equal to one array. In that I take white, comma, black, silver, white, black, silver, blue, orange, orange. Okay, so I have white, black, silver, blue, and orange. Let me loop through the array. You can do lot of you can write a lot of ways. First one is normal for loop. Normal for loop, how you do normal for loop? Normal for loop, how you do is you will take some let result of type string is equal to empty string you take, and you loop it. How you loop? Let I of type number is equal to 0. I start from index 0 to the last index. Last index what? Length minus 1. So I is less than or equal to uh, colors dot length. So you can say less than or equal to length or less than length minus 1. Okay, and I plus plus. Okay, so what you do? Sorry, less than less than length, less than or equal to length minus 1, because last index 0 1 2 3. So I less than length but 1. Okay, so here what you do is results plus is equal to, I use a backtick again. I value, not I value, I want to get the value of I want to get the element. Yeah, colors of I some space. Okay, let's say console.log of result. Okay, if you want to print all uppercase, just say dot to uppercase. One second. Okay, so I save it. Let me check the answer. So CLS, run the program. I got white, black, silver, blue, orange. I got all the values. This is one way. Another way is for in loop. So for in loop is little shortcut. So let me take the result as empty. I want to just clear the result so that I can add new values. So for let index in colors. Okay, just like that. So this is a longest way, this is a shortcut way. Okay, so this is also iteration up to the each element of the color, and you can use a same result like this, but instead of I we have index, and then what you write, console dot log of result. Okay, so if you can check the answer, same answer. Okay, so this is another way, that's called for in loop. I can say this is ES5 version. So ES6 is for off loop. A small difference. For in loop you will get every iteration you get the index. In for off loop every iteration you get the actual value instead of index. Okay, what does that mean? Is for off loop, that's from ES6. So let me clear the results to empty, and for let color of colors, because every iteration you get the element, so I'm given a name called color. You can give abcd also, but meaningful is colors contains a collection of color, so color of colors. Okay, if it is employees, employee of employees, product of products, customer of customers, like that. Okay, you get the color directly, so you can print it directly. So results plus is equal to backtick, um the say the color dot to uppercase, some space. So let's say console.log of results. Save it. Now check if you hand run the program. I got the same answer. This is called for off loop and coming from ES6 version. And we also have for in, I mean, we also have for each function. We have already discussed that in a previous arrays concept, so I don't want to do that. So this is for in for off. Okay, for off from ES6. Done. And the next story is arrow function. Yeah, arrow functions also given by given from ES6 version. Let's see, we already seen arrow functions also, but one more time. Arrow function, arrow function means just functions only, but no function keyword. You see, it's a different way of writing a function. So arrow function will be like this. You'll have this type of arrow. Okay, let's see. For example, let greet is equal to one function. I'm writing function expression like this. Or else, can we take all types of functions? Better. Okay, let me take first normal function. Just regularly how you declare a function, and then function expression, and then arrow function. We'll see that way. Okay. So normal function, how you write? You write with function keyword, just function, some name, right? This is normal function. Let me write some name to easy to understand. So can I say greet nf? No one write nf. In my example, nf stands for normal function, too easy to identify. Okay, but don't write nf or something. Okay, just write greet. Okay, so in this example, just to identify, I just given a nf. Okay, I will take some name as well, name of type string. Okay, so let's message of type string is equal to, I just write some hello, nothing much, just say hello, and the name. I'm writing a backtick operator because we already discussed. And let's say, okay, here only I write console.log of message. Okay, fine. So this is how you regularly define a normal function. How to call the function? Simply greetnf, and I pass something called John. Okay, and also only one parameter I pass that, and it is of type string. I pass string only, so it's satisfied. Now save it. If we run the program, you get the answer hello John. Fine. This is how you declare normal function. What is the function expression? What is mean by the function expression? Function expression means, um, just like a variable declaration. If you can assign a string value to a variable, number value to a variable, an object to a variable, an array to a variable, like that, you can even assign the function definition itself as a value to a variable. That's called function expression. Just like a variable declaration, function also you can declare the same way. That's called function expression. Just like let keyword, greet function name, greet fe function expression is equal to one function. See, just like variable declaration, no? So let 10 one object like that. So one function. Okay. Here you will take some, and also I miss something. It's of type void. Okay, it doesn't return anything, so void. Okay, so write a proper program, and this also void only. It doesn't take anything. Okay, here you will take a name again of type string, and same logic, nothing much, very basic logic. Fun. And how to call? Simple, just like this one, you can call with this name. So greet, greet fe I pause again, John. Okay, this is called, see, a small difference. Function name curly brace. This is called normal function. Here, what? Let function name is equal to function. Okay, this normal function. This is our this is function expression. But both you get the same answer. Okay. Another way is arrow function. Now let's start with arrow function. What is arrow function? Is simple, just like this only. Let me change it to AF and this calling also AF. Okay, it is just like function expression only, but you never see a function keyword here, but you instead you have a arrow here. That's it. This is called arrow function. Okay, just remove the I repeat, remove the function keyword in the function expression. This make an arrow. This will become a arrow function. So if you can run the program, you get the same answer like this. Okay, this is called as arrow function. It's coming from a ES 6 onwards. Okay, function literal, function anonymous, function expression. Function literal, function expression is same. Function anonymous is like this one, arrow function. Okay, fine. Now can we? Yep. Okay. So this is the thing, and okay, fine. One more thing is was the next one, destructuring concept. Okay, this is very interesting. Destructuring concept. This is also from year 6. Already 98 lines. Okay. What is destructure? Tell me, something called construction, right? Construction means what? Building, right? Building one after the other, like complex structure, even building. Destructure means what? You have to demolish. Okay. It's kind of that concept. Like destructuring means if you have any complex objects, okay, if you have an object inside object, like multiple nested objects inside, I want to pick up that particular nested object only. Okay. For example, employee is there, in that address is there. I want to get address object. What you do, employee dot address. If you want to access some internal data, what you do, employee dot address dot state, employee dot address dot street, like that. Instead, you have a shortcut. What is that? Is destructuring concept. Okay. So before we understand destructuring, we need to have some complex object. But in TypeScript, in order to make a complex object or any object, you must have to dictate the type, because object is a custom type. Custom type will define using interface. So let's make a custom type for one complex object, and then we will discuss how it is. Okay. So first, let's say uh, interface. I'll take interface student. Okay. Let me declare the types. Name is there, age, number, and course I don't know, string, yeah, sorry. Next, address is an object, nested object. Address contain the street street of type string, and city string, and state string. Okay. Along with that, okay, can you do one thing, something more? In address, I'll take two addresses. For example, office address, an object, and also home address, another object, like this. Okay. Here, I say here, um, office address, just say name. Office address name is something called it is only type, right? String. Okay, and location will be something string only. Home address will be what? House number string, and street string, and city also string, like this. Okay, a little complex object. And one more, I'll take something called hobbies is object. In that you have uh, regular, less like anything you write. Okay, hobbies, or let's say interest, like in shirts. I mean, what color of shirts you want, kind of. Okay, colors. Colors will be an array. Uh, let's take string array. Colors will be string array, and some movies also some string array like that. Okay, fine. So I have one complex object called student. Let me declare an object and let's see what is that meaning of. Okay, so let's start with here. Let student of type capital student is equal to an object. Okay, and in this I need to make all the data. So can we write copy paste the structure here? What you do, name urgent ready 23 course MBBS office address, I don't know, office address something, Apollo Hospital, location Jubilee Hills, okay, home address, house number something 1 dash 3 dash 50 something, street I don't know. Okay, city Hyderabad. What man, many people chatting something. What is the benefit of arrow function? It is just an alternate for any other function. Benefit, I tell you. I tell you. Mostly we use with for each loop callback function. There you can use about it. Okay, I tell you. House number with that accept number. Number means just 1, 2, 3, 4 you can give, but 1 hyphen, 2 hyphen, this type of thing you can't do with number because number doesn't contain hyphen. So better to take string. Okay, and here I'll take colors. Let's take white color and black color.
Can we take function inside the interface?
Function, yeah, you can take
Give us example, please.
function.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, function means you can take something called mm, you can take like this. You can take first name. Oh, I have to modify the structure, man. Wait, I tell you regarding this arrow function. I'll take an object inside a function and then I explain. Something is some more concept is there here, arrow function. Then I tell you your uh, object with function. Okay, this is just wait for some time.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, okay, no issue.
yeah, address. Yeah, movies. I don't know, A B C D E F something. So I have a object. Fine. Now tell me, let's start with destructuring concept. Before destructuring, tell me, I want to print office address, name and location. That's office, name and the location I want to print. Tell me what you do. Student dot address dot office address dot name. Okay. So for example, I say console.log of backtick name of the office. Okay. Let's say office name I want to print. So what you do generally, you write student dot address dot office address dot name. So these many dots you have to print. So then you get the answer as Apollo Hospital. Fine. But instead, sir, I want to get the location as well. Location, what you do, office location. How to get the location is dot location. So how many times you want to print it, you have to write student dot address dot office address dot location. So you get the answer like this. Instead, what is the destructuring concept says is, destructuring concept says is you can take some local variable and which we can assign directly object. Only one time you write it and you can use multiple times. For example, let something from an object like say student dot address dot office address. Okay, so only one time. I just have only two properties here, but if you in future will have multiple properties also. So if you want to access only those particular properties, you can declare on local variable like this. This is called destructuring. In that, what you want, I need a name and I need a location. That's it. So name and location. What's the problem? Cannot redeclare. Uh, I think this is actually you can declare like that, but why it is saying um oh, 1 second, I think some ESLint is the issue. Actually, you can declare in this way, right? Instructions, ESLint disable. Then hmm, cannot redeclare the block scoped variable location. Where I declare? Nowhere. Hmm. No man, you're supposed to get this. Name and location you can access actually. No, no, no codes. Wait, I say console.log of name. You can access console.log of location. You can access actually, but why it shows the error? Cannot redeclare the block scope variable location. It is insertion object. Can I say some other name? Office name. Location will be just office location. Can we take like this? Yeah, office name and then office location. Okay, instead I'll write a proper console log, console.log of backtick. I write here office name. So this printer office name. So what is this name is a sense, the actual name what you declared in this is name, but if you want to give your own name, you can give name like this, colon, your own name. Okay. See, I print office name directly dot office name and office location you want, you can directly access office location. Okay. Actually, without this also you can do, but it says is already declared, but I never declared name anywhere. Name is not there, just course name something is there. Okay, okay, we'll see that. We'll see that, but it will work. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just fetching only name and location from this here. So instead of writing student dot name dot address and all this much story, you can write shortcut is this one. So this is destructuring. So you can fetch only the particular part of uh, the bigger object. Okay, that's called destructure it, and then you can use it. If you don't give any colon, you can use directly name in here. Okay, but somehow it's showing error. So I just given my own name for this name, and that name I'm using over here. Okay, like this. Okay, instead of writing this much, you can just use a local variable. So this is called destructuring concept. And one last thing is you have spread operator. This is also a beautiful feature. I tell you what is this. So spread operator. Do we need to write name colon name? No, this is alternate name. Actual name of the property is name in this office address, but actually you can just write only name. You can just use the name over here. It will work, but somehow my um, Epstrom is showing it is error, but it is perfect. It will work in JavaScript also. We write the same way. Okay, but somehow name is not allowing me, so that's why I'm given my own name. My own name I given. You can give your own name to replace the existing name of property, and you can use that way. Okay, fine. I think I had to check this why it is not accepting the existing data. We'll see.
ये
Okay,
the office name and office location are alias of location and name.
office name and location are
Alias of this name and
yes,
location.
yes, yes, yes. Alias alternate name for this.
We can name them anything, na?
Yeah, you can give anything. You can give ABCD whatever. You can give anything.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay. So what is spread operator is this one. Dot 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 is called a spread operator, and this is also coming from ES6. What is the benefit of spread operator is it is spreading the properties or spreading the elements together. For example, okay, I say like this. For example, I have um, some object. I have mobile, not mobile. Let's say employee is equal to an object. I'm just taking of any type. So why to declare every time interface and all? Let's take any type. Okay, employee one I'll take. Employee one is of an object which contains some data. What is the data? Something called employee name, something called John, and age some 45, and designation manager, like this. I have an object, right? Next I have another object, that is address object of type any is equal to an object. In this, um, what I want to do is, yeah, in this I want to do is, okay, street, something ABC street, and city, something called, uh, okay, Hyderabad. Okay, I have two objects, and what's my plan is I want to club or merge these two objects. Okay, I want to merge these two objects. It means I need an object which contains all these three properties and also these properties. I want to merge both the properties and make a bigger object. Let's say let's final object of type just any is equal to here. Suppose if I write employee, suppose if I uh, write this employee one and address. If I just write like this, what happened? We'll see. Okay, if I write console.log of final object. Okay, actually what is my plan is I want to construct a new object which contains these three properties and also these two properties here. Okay, save it. Now check if I run the program, what happened? You didn't get all the properties just like name, age, and designation, street, and city. We got employee one with an object, address with an object. No, I don't want like this. Actually, I want all properties to spread across in this object, just like that. Okay, without a name and all this. Okay, if you want to spread like that, you just say dot dot dot. Okay, if you say dot 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 an object, so all the properties of an object can be spreaded in this like a properties. Okay, if you spread like this, then if I run the program, see, it was employee one object. Now what? Only name, age, and designation. They just spread all the properties here, and then address is like this. If you want to spread address also here, you can just say dot dot dot. Okay. So if I say that, run the program. See, all properties has just spreaded in one object like this. Okay. So this is called spread operator. If you want to spread the properties inside of that object, you can do it. Okay. um yeah, that's the case. Okay, but this not looks good because street and city does not belongs to this object, so you can just say only address. Okay, I only spread the properties of this guy, and this object as it is I want to keep there. So if you do like that, here if you run the program, you get like this proper, so you can spread all the properties there. Okay, fine. How do we do this in ES5? In ES5, we have object dot assign one function is there. With that, we can do. But this is more beneficial than, I mean, more easy way we can write using spread operator. Okay, and yeah, one more example is there. For example, you can also spread the elements of an array. For example, spread operator with arrays. What is spread operator with arrays is I have one array 1 is equal to an object, the stake of type number array. I take here some 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, and I have another array. Let's array 2 of type number array is equal to, I have some other numbers like 50, 60, and 70 and 80 like that. Okay, now I want to merge both the arrays into one array. So I say let's final array of type number array. Obviously, if you mix both, you will get number only here. So if I say this array 1 and array 2, what happens is you get the error because why are we getting the error? Because array 1 is number array, array 2 is number array. So what is this one? It is already number array. So in that number array, one more array, one more array. Actually, each element should be what? A number. But this is not just a number, it's a number array. So if you substitute the whole number array as an element, you get the error because if you just say any, then no problem because it's a number array. Okay, fine. First, let's see the answer and then we'll discuss final array. So what happened? Actually, I want 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, everything I want here. But what you will get is nested array. See, nested array, one array, two array. I don't want this. I want to spread across all the elements in the final array. For do that, dot, 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 and here also dot, dot, dot. So it will spread all the elements. So now if you run the program, say you get everything has made here in a single array, right? No nesting. So in this time, you can just say number array. It happily works because if you spread it, it is a number. So it happily works. Okay, fine. That's called spread operator. And yeah, something which is missing in arrow function. What is that is last one for this example. Um, function inside an object. Okay, yeah, generally you write a function inside an object. Okay, so let's see. So there is a small disadvantage with arrow function. So let's see what is that. See in this example, what is that is I say let student. I have already declared it. Let hmm, let person is equal to an object. Okay, but you have to define the type and all. Fine. Or else you can declare like that. Interface person, interface person. In this, I'll take first name of type string and last name also string. Okay, and then I can take full name is one function. Can't you take a function? Oh, you can't declare a function like that. Okay, sorry. You can just declare function like this. Okay, you declare a function like this. There is no type called function. You can make a function like this. Okay, so now person of type person. In this, what I'm doing is first name is Rajan and last name is Jain, and also full name I can write like this. Full name is equal to one. Um, okay, you can take like this. So full name. Okay, so in this full name, I want to print. Okay, tell me if I write person, you get first name and last name, right? If you want to get the Rajan, you say person dot first name. Jain means person dot last name. Fine. But I want to access this data in this function. I want to access the first name and last name. If you want to access any property of the current object, you can use this keyword. So you can just simply write console.log of this dot first name. You can write like this. You can write a backtick. So this dot first name and then space dollar this dot last name. You're gonna print like this. Okay. So I have a function which takes this dot first name. This refers to the current object dot first name property and last name. If you want to print the value outside, what you do, person dot first name, person dot last name, but you want to keep that inside this keyword. Okay. So when I run the program, how to run, I mean, person object dot full name. Okay. What you get the answer, person object dot full name, you get the answer as Rajan Jain. Okay, proper. Now, sir, it is a function. I can convert to arrow function. How can I convert to arrow function? Is full name is equal to one function. I can take in, see the full name as a key and its value is just arrow function I have taken. Okay, if it is taken as arrow function, then what could be the answer? Previous answer was Rajan Jain, but if I run the program, you got what? Undefined. You didn't able to see the Rajan Jain, but you got undefined. Previously, what we got? Rajan Jain. Okay, so now it is undefined. So what is the problem is, if you're writing an arrow function, there is no accessibility of this keyword. Okay, so sir, if you write arrow function, then how can you access is just like global person dot first name, person dot first name. This is one small drawback with arrow function. If you declare that inside a function, sorry, inside an object. Okay, so better you write person dot first name, person dot last name. So if you write in this way, you can happily access Rajan Jain. Okay, that's a small disadvantage with arrow function, but it is the easy way we can write a program. For example, in which format it is easy is, I tell you. For example, let's start with arrays again. In arrays, I have an array, right? So in this array, where can we write the arrow function is, see here. Suppose for example, um, I think we have discussed this now. If you can see the arrays concept, TS file, yeah, see here. Here you can see the importance of it. So I have here an array of employees. Okay, employees array. So how I loop using normal for loop and for in loop, for off loop, I loop, and for each function. See, For each function means employee dot for each, you write a function and something. So instead of writing this much, okay, it's a function, right? So instead of writing this much syntax, using arrow function, it is simplified. See, simplified. This whole function is there, na? This whole function as simplified in this way. So arrow functions are, you know, those are something, easy way we can write a function. See, instead of writing this much code, you can just simplify it in this way. This is the benefit of writing arrow functions. Okay, and don't worry much because in React JS you need to understand much about this arrow function, because you have to write a functions of JavaScript only. There is no class oriented, but in TypeScript you have to write everything is class and methods. So that case arrow function very less we use, mostly classes, objects, interfaces, and that story you can actually write in Angular. Okay, so let's start with that part. Okay, so now we came to the end of functional oriented programming. Up to here is complete functional oriented. Okay, so now let's start with object oriented. Okay, so function oriented is finished, just like JavaScript and TypeScript same. So uh, from this case onwards, from this concept onwards, so TypeScript and JavaScript is completely different. Okay, so because JavaScript is not completely fully object oriented, but TypeScript is fully object oriented, and we have a lot of concepts also, object oriented uh, principles. Let's see. There are something concepts are there like classes, objects, um, interfaces, uh, abstract classes, and there are some features also there. uh, inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, and there are some other special keywords are there, this keyword and super keyword, and there is something called constructor, and we also have some access modifiers, private, private, protected, and public. Okay, these are some access modifiers. So if you can understand this, I mean, this is all about object oriented. Don't worry, everything we will see in our coming examples. Okay, but first of all, why this object oriented concept has come? Yep. Why this oriented concept has come means, before that there are many other ways. Okay, this is one kind of programming. Okay, this is a way of writing program, object oriented program. Okay, before that what was there? If you understand, then you understand object oriented. Okay, so previously object oriented, what is the type of programming they used to write is, one is machine level or assembly language programming. Okay, okay, let's say machine level programming. Initially when computers concept has started, that time machine level programming, so like things like COBOL, Pascal, those things. What is machine level programming means? This is the very first level of programming. I mean, in the initial days of computer manufacturing, if you want to write a machine level programming means, you must be aware of the electronics as well as computer science. Okay, so it means if you want to create just a one variable value, you need to know the underlying operating system chip level. You have to write a program, right? Chip level program you have to write. It's very hard to write a program. Okay, that's first generation of programming, and the next generation of programming is functional programming. Okay, so for example, our JavaScript comes under there and C language comes under there. Okay, so JavaScript and C language or comes under functional programming. It means you can define certain functionality inside a function. It's far better than assembly language. Okay, and this is but little easy than assembly language. Okay, this is one way of writing a program using functions and all this, right? Then after this, the next generation of programming has come, that is object oriented programming. Okay, so after this, a new generation of programming has come, object oriented programming. Okay, for example, here we have C++ and Java and .NET and TypeScript. Okay, these are all comes under even Ruby. Those things also comes under object-oriented programming. Okay, even Python, of course. Okay, object-oriented programming. So in this world, in this the way of programming for computers. So among all these three generations of programming, the object-oriented programming is the easiest programming uh, you have ever seen. Okay, so object oriented programming is, it contains a lot of rules. Okay, but that is the easiest way of writing a program, just like an object creation. Okay, but why they given a name called object oriented? Object oriented means, okay, let's talk about object. What is object? You know, in India, or in our regular our locality, object means things. Things means camera is a thing, right? Laptop is a thing, fan, like tiles, I mean carom, like everything is thing, like car, like pen, pencil, whatever. Everything is called, we call thing, the name called thing. In outside countries, they call as object, this object, that object, like that. So that's why they give a name called object oriented. So we call things, they call objects. Okay, so object means some real world thing is called object. Okay, like a laptop is an object, mobile is an object, mouse is an object, like that. Okay, so what is the, I mean, what is the thing which is behind to write object oriented programming is object oriented. Means as depends on objects, how the objects are getting constructed. The same way we're going to write a program. So our programming should relate easily with the real world objects. So that's the nature of programming. They give an object oriented. So in simple terms, if you want to understand, for example, let's take a car. Okay, so generally we call car is a thing or car is an object, right? Of course, as per the programming language, we call car as an object. Okay, so first tell me, I want to release one new car to the market. I wanted to release a new car to the market. If you want to release a new car to the market, that's generally how car is getting manufactured. How car is getting manufactured? First, they will make a paper design. Okay, let's take a they'll make a design of it, dummy design of it. So what should be there for the car? Okay, how many tires and everything, right? The complete description kind of. Okay, once they make a design. Okay, let's take like this. Let's they take a paper design, and after that they will make some uh, let's take like this. Okay, instead of design, we'll take like this. They will define some rules. Okay, so what can be there for that car? Okay, what features can be there? They define it. Okay, after that they make a physical design. Okay, physical design, and after that, I mean, once a dummy design is made physically, then the real object is getting manufactured. Okay, so first they'll make a this proper I mean they just make they define the rules, and then based on that rule they make a dummy design, and from there from that design only multiple cars is getting produced. So that design they'll write to the program to this what you call robots, and they will make a new car. This how generally, right, any program gets, I mean any object get constructed. Same way, in programmatically, I want to construct a car in that way. Okay, what is that is, in programmatic, while defining, if you want to create a car in program, okay, To define the rules, first how you define the rules means how many cars, how many tires will be there, what is the tire size, what is the material, and what car can do, everything, every rule. We actually called as interface. Okay, we define the types, no, that's called interface. And what about the physical design is nothing but a class. So class represent the actual design of a object. Next, the real object is your newly created car object. Okay, so what is object oriented programming is in real world how the object are getting constructed, the same way they want to construct the programmatic objects also. Okay, you make an interface, you make a class, and based on the class you get the car object. Okay, sir, why they wanted to do like this, and what is the drawback if you write a functional programming to create object? Generally you can create object using functional oriented also, but what is the benefit if you write object oriented programming is strictly rules. For example, you have a, okay, let's take one car of same model, same year. If you take two cars of same model, if you can measure, there is not even a single difference you can see between them, right? Like its weight, I mean its width, height, everything is same, right? Glass size, steering size, everything is same if you compare two cars of same model, right? So that's how they want to construct. So they need to define its design, and then through that objects will be constructed. Same way we have to write a program. Okay, so let's see the I mean what are the problems if you write with if you create an object with function oriented, and how to write an object oriented also we'll see. Okay, for example, let me create a folder 10 hyphen ts hyphen, what do you take, oops, okay, yeah, let me take one type zip file app. Okay, in this, how you create, an object, a functional oriented. Let's start with functional oriented, and then we'll convert to class. Functional oriented way how you create object. So let's say let mobile. I just take any type. Okay, as of now, object. Here in this mobile, I will take some, what I just take some properties like brand, brand Apple, and I say color silver. Okay, two properties. Non-living things. It can be living things. You can take human beings also and objects in program, right? Okay. Yep. So I have taken an object mobile, brand and color. Okay, some properties are there. If I can print it, console.log of mobile. Okay, console.log of mobile. I just print the object. So I just go back to this folder. So this paste and tab. I say node space app.js, enter. I got the object. Fine. See here, I construct an object with two properties. So this is what construction using function oriented, right? After construction also, I can add a new property. That's the drawback. So drawback of function oriented is, even though after you create an object, you can change its structure. Okay, so structure actually made with two properties, but you can change the structure in this way. I want to add a new property. You can just say mobile dot price is equal to something called something 25,000. See, first time object is constructed two properties, but I can add another property also to that object, right? If I run the program now, it is having three properties. Okay, and also not only this one, you can remove the existing property also. You can just say delete mobile dot color. I deleted, and property is there from object I deleted. Okay, if I run the program, see, now color is not there. It means what? In the functional oriented programming, if you create an object, there is no strict rule to define the number of parameters. So at one fine time, we never know, sir, object contain these properties or these properties or these properties. So we don't have a proper setup. We don't have a proper design. Okay. So if you don't have a design like class, so you can create a property anytime. You can remove a property anytime. Generally, you can change only the value, but here the property itself can be modified. Okay. So there is no proper structure. So, but what class oriented says is, suppose if you take any real world object, what happen? You can't change its property, right? You can't take up the, I mean, you can't take up the whole body and you can replace something, right? I mean, generally, okay. So, what is object oriented programming says is, you can create an object with some design, and if any object is created based on the design, both looks exactly same. And also there are certain rules in the object oriented programming is, you cannot once an object is created based on certain designer, you cannot add new property, you cannot remove the existing property. Okay, and you must have to create an object with same property, same type, and you don't need to remove, you don't need to add extra. Okay, so like strictly rules and regulations will be given for to create an object to define a type safety. So that's why we will move to the object oriented. Okay, so let's see exactly same object how to create with classes. Okay, see here. So now let's start with object oriented. So too many things will come here like class, constructor, getters, setters, objects creation. Just watch it. It's not like straightforward like this, because we have to define a design first. Design means the class, and then you create object. Okay. So its flow is little different. So I just write the program whole, and lastly I'll explain the flow. Okay. So first of all, before you create any object, you have to define the design of it. So design is a sense class. So class indicates actual design of a object. Okay. So you can write a class like this, the class keyword. What is your class name is mobile. Okay. We talk about interface later. First mobile object. In that I need some properties. What are the properties? Here what? Two properties made, one is removed, one is added like that. But here strictly defined properties. For example, I have a property. The properties you can define with certain access modifier like private, public, protected. So I say private, brand of type string like this, and private, color of type string, private, uh, price, price of type number, and yeah, three properties. And next, this is the just properties declaration. I mean, three properties should be there in the object. You can't remove, you can't add anything. Next, one more thing called constructor. So constructor is a special function which is to initialize the values to the properties. Okay. For example, I can take a constructor. It's like a special function we call as method. In generally in function oriented we call as function, but inside the class we call them as methods. And declaration also a little different. We never use let and constant keywords. We can just write a name, curly brace, and this one. Okay. So constructor is a special function. Don't worry, I explain everything later. So constructor will take some parameters like yeah, better can you take one thing? Can I take some different variable names underscore? Yeah. So you will take what? Brand, okay, of type string, and color of type string, and then price of type number. Okay, you receive some properties there, and those property I will initialize to my local variables like this keyword, this dot underscore brand is equal to brand, like this. Just observe, I'll tell you the flow. Next, this dot underscore color is equal to color, and this dot underscore price is equal to price. This is how you initialize the values, and how to access them. Generally, for a regular object, if you want to access directly, you can say mobile dot color. You can directly access the property, right? You can access what? Oh, color removed, no? Brand, mobile dot brand dot brand Apple. Okay, fine. So you can directly access mobile dot property. So here there is no security. You can add anytime, you can remove anytime, you can access also however you want. But there is no security here. But here we have a security. It means any property defined in the class designer, you can't access that directly because if it is private, we discuss what is private and all. So you can access them with a special methods. Those are like called getters and setters. So it's a long story. Okay, these are called properties. These are properties, and this is a constructor. Okay, and getters and setters will be like this. Actually, you can generate getters and setters directly instead of writing everything by yourself. So you will write in TypeScript. You will write like this. Let me write once, and then I'll generate automatic. You want to get, you want to access the brand. You will write get brand the function. This will return this dot underscore brand, and this is of type string. This is a getter method. So using this method, you can access it. Okay, next. You want to change the brand name. Okay, set is brand. It is a void, and this will accept the same brand of type string. Okay, uh, you will write, uh, but here and same method. Um, so this dot brand is equal to brand like this. Problem is both are same name. Access written the same annotation. Okay, let me generate dynamically. How to generate is right click on this, generate. Here you can select getters and setters, enter, and you need to select all this. What getters and setters for what properties I want for all the properties. Select all, click on OK. You got the getters and setters like this. Okay, I repeat. If you want to generate the getters and setters for these all properties, keep a cursor here, right click, generate. In that you select getter and setter, select all the properties. Okay, so you got get method, set method, get color, set color, get price, set price. These are the functions are available to access the properties of this object. Fine. So till now we didn't make any object. We just made a design of it. This is called designer. Just only physical design. Class is a physical design. And then how to create objects? Not just like this. We create object like this. Let mobile one mobile one is equal to new keyword, new capital mobile. Capital mobile is your class name. So new mobile. Okay, and also in Java, this in Java program, this will be like mobile only, but in TypeScript it is like constructor is the name. Okay, fine. And this how you initialize, but I want to initialize with some values. So when I say new mobile, this is like you're executing a constructor function of mobile. That is this one. It accepts three parameters, right? It takes brand, color, and price. So you can pass them here.
No need to define return type of constructor.
No, no, not required. Not required.
Okay.
So mobile, I'll take Apple, and what is that color? I don't know, black. I don't know, Apple black is there. Yeah, silver, and price some 35,000. Okay. So this is how you create object, and just say console.log of mobile one. Okay, save it. Now check, run the program. See, you got the mobile object. Okay, so brand is Apple, color is silver, price is 35,000. Okay, this is the object oriented way of creating object. Okay, so you feel like, sir, these many lines we have to write. Yes, of course, you have to write. But this is the better safety when compared to this one. Okay, here what you can, there are many disadvantages here. You can access the property directly. Okay, because all are just public properties, you can access them outside directly, like mobile.color or mobile.brand, right? And you can change the property anytime. You can remove property, you can delete a property, you can add a new property. But here, if properties are defined, you can't remove or add a new property. For example, I want to add new property. Can I say mobile one dot is insured is equal to true? Can I do like this? No, you can't. Here it says property insured does not exist on mobile. Okay, it is not exist and you can't add also. If you want to add, while defining the structure itself, you need to add. Okay, and moreover, if you want to access the individual value, you can't access directly the underscore brand. For example, I say mobile one dot underscore brand, just like here mobile dot color, you can directly access that, right? But I also have underscore brand as a property. Sir, can I say mobile dot underscore brand? You can't access. If you can keep a cursor, say what it says, property underscore brand is private and only accessible within the class mobile. It means the properties cannot access outside of the class. Okay, you can only access them inside a class. That's called private. We will discuss private, public, and protected. So you can't access them directly. Sir, how to access then? You have a getters and setters. Okay, first let me tell you the flow, and then we will how to access. I tell you, flow means this is the class, is a sense physical design. In that you have properties, you have constructor, you have getters and setters, and something else also will be there like static methods and instance method. Okay, these are the methods. Okay, now where is the flow starts is this line. From here this line flow starts. What I'm doing, let mobile is equal to new mobile of this property, this value. It means when you call new mobile, it is at this moment it will take all these properties and it's going to call a function called constructor of mobile. Even if you want to know that the flow, just press the control key, just press key, just keep press the control key and keep a cursor here. So it shows, I mean, if you just hover, you can't show anything. Okay, press Control and hover, you get it. So it's showing what constructor of all this. So when you call this method, it's like going to the constructor. What constructor is doing? You are passing apple, silver, and 35,000. That is taken by these three properties, and all those properties are assigned to the local variable called these three. Okay, that step is done. Okay, so now my class is having all the properties filled. Okay, so how to access them is, if you print just mobile one, you get all the data, right? We have seen that console.log of mobile one. If I just print mobile one, you can see all the data like this. But I want to access a particular property. Generally, in regular JavaScript object, we want to access the particular property called underscore brand. So how to access? Can someone can mute? Yeah. So how to access here? Mobile dot underscore brand. But here, can I say console dot log of mobile one dot underscore brand? So you get the error. You can't access like underscore brand dot. Okay. So this collects security. Okay, so how can you access this? There are given some extra special functions to access. To access underscore brand, you can call get brand. So how to get that is simply you say console.log of, little different it is, mobile one dot brand, like this. See, you feel like, sir, you didn't call a function. Yes, of course, but in TypeScript it will be like this. It is function only. If you want to know that, just press the control button and just click on this. Is gone to here, get brand function. Okay, but generally people also write in this way, like get to brand, like one function they'll write, they make as a public keyword. get brand, like this they will write, and function they'll write like this, public and get brand function. So they will call like this, get brand one function. Okay, so if you call mobile one dot get brand, that will give you the local variable called brand. So you can only access the function, you can't access the direct property. So if you run the program, you get apple. Okay, instead the better way, how you write only to particularly to access the property, there are some getters and setters. Instead we will write just get brand. So this is like getter. So if it is just get space function, you can access that directly. Get no function call, just like brand, you can access the value apple. Okay, and even if you want to know that, sir, exactly is it going to the same function or not, just press the control key and just keep a cursor and just click on once, it'll go to there only. Okay, fine. This how you will access the properties. Or else I want to access all the properties, so can I say one instance method? Okay, object level method. We'll discuss what is methods in our next class. So I want to fetch, let's no function. So public um, specification. Okay, here specification. Okay, return type is just void. Okay, so what I do is let message of type string is equal to backtick. I'm going to access all this data in this function, and then I'm going to call that outside. Okay, so what I do is here brand, I can just say this keyword dot brand, like this. This dot brand means is calling the brand function. Okay, and space brand color, color will be this dot color, and then price will be this dot price, like that. Okay, I have access all the properties using the getters and setters functions. Let me print it. Simply do a console.log of message. Fine. So how to call this method? And generally outside, I mean JavaScript will call the function. It's called method, and there's no let keyword. Public function name, like this. Okay, it's called method, instance method. We'll see the difference between instance and static in the next class. First, let me call this. How to call using the object? I say mobile one dot specification function. I call like this. Okay, if you call this method, it will take the value from all these functions and it will print it. Okay, let's check. Go here, run the program. You get the answer. Brand color silver. That's what we made it. Okay, instead of calling one by one, mobile one dot brand and all, you can just call a function that will take care of what calling internally this getters and setters, like that. Okay, so sir, how can you change the values then? I want to change the price to 45,000. You can change it using the setter methods. Okay, so set price you want to change, you can do like this. You can just say mobile one dot price is equal to 45,000, like this. So you feel like it is just assigning a value, but not, it is calling a function called setter. If you just press the control button and click on this, it'll go there, set price. It will set the value, it will take the value and assign to here. Okay, if you do equal 45,000, that will be taken as set price and assigned to local variable. Okay, this is how you will set the values to properties. Okay, and if I say mobile one dot specification, you get the data now 45,000. Okay, it is able to change. So we can only change the value, but you cannot access the property directly, and you cannot create a new property. You can remove existing property. Okay, so full of security. I know if you are already from oops concepts, it is dead easy. Okay, if you are not from object oriented background like Java or something, or you are only pure JavaScript guy, so it's really a little hard to understand the concept as of now. Just think in a object oriented way. Okay, how object is created or constructed, so that way you just think of, you'll understand. And don't worry, even though if you not understand this program, not an issue, because tomorrow we'll meet again and we'll discuss some more concepts of object oriented. So slowly you will habituate the how the things going on and all, right? So that's it, enough for today's class, and tomorrow we will continue this object oriented. Okay, and then we'll start the Angular, because in Angular we
Okay.
write multiple these type of things only. Okay, fine. Yeah, any
Pro-
question?
Property names and constructor argument name. Is it mandatory to make them different?
uh, no, you can write the same name also,
Okay.
it doesn't matter.
Private underscore brand can be named to private brand also,
Yeah,
no?
you can. This is just to
Because
identify I given, you can make it this brand also, you can make it.
we are using this.
Hello,
Yeah.
I'm following a JavaScript tutorial on YouTube.
Okay.
Can I get the source code?
Source code of JavaScript.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll share in the drive with everyone. Okay.
yeah, okay, thanks.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, fine. That's it. And we'll meet tomorrow, same time, and we'll continue the next concept. Right. So thank you so much for joining, and thank you.